Back to Brainfield. Today we are diving into one of the most powerful levers in HR strategy, strategic rewards. Not just salaries and bonuses, but the full ecosystem of recognizing benefits and motivation that drives performance and loyalty. So, strategic rewards decisions to motivate employees. Strategic rewards aim to align employee motivation with organizational goals. Managers make four core decisions. How to pay structure. So this will establish pay rates based on job values and individual contributions. Factors are performance, achievements, quality of work, knowledge. Goal: retaining high performing employees through fair compensation. So how to pay? So the pay structure is, this is not about fixed salary. The regular amount of employees get paid. Not everyone gets the same pay. Why? Because people have different jobs, skills and experience. A manager looks at things like how well someone works, what they achieve, how much they know and the quality of their work. Based on this, they decide how much earn person should earn. Goal is to make sure talented employees feel valued and stay with the company. And how to pay? They pay in incentives linked to performance, also called variable pay, motivates excellence and rewards achievement. So, this is about extra rewards based on performance. So, they are called as incentives or variable pay. If someone works really well or helps the company succeed, they get extra money or benefits. Examples: bonuses, profit sharing, stock options. So the bonuses are profit sharing. There will be a share in the profit, and stock options. Like some companies offer, like if they work better, they'll give this much of percentage of the company as a stock option. Pay based on skills or output. The goal is to encourage employees to do their best and reward them when they go above and beyond. Variable pay programs. Imagine a central title at the top. Types of variable pay programs. From here, drawn six branches radiating outward like a sunburst, each with its own icon and label. Piece rate pay. So variable pay programs, these are extra payments given to employees based on how well they work. Let's look at the common types. One is price pay produced. What it means: employees get paid for each item they make. The more they produce, the more they earn. Where it is used: mostly in factories like textile or clothing industries. For example, if someone stitches 100 shirts, they get paid for 100 shirts. If they stitch 150, they earn more. Why it works? So it encourages people to work faster and better, especially when quality is also checked. Second one, merit based pay. Merit based pay. So what it means? It is a pay which depends on performance. And what it means: employees get pay extra based on how well they do their job. And how it is decided: managers review performance regularly, like checking goals, results or behavior. For example, if an employee meets all their targets and helps the team succeed, they might get a rise in bonus. And why it works: it motivates employees to improve and rewards those who get extra mile. Skill based pay. More types of variable pays are explained here simply. These are the extra skill based pay. So these are the extra payments that companies give to employees based on what they know and how well they perform. Skill based pay: pay for skills you have and use. For example, if someone knows how to use advanced software or speak multiple languages, they might earn more than someone who doesn't. And why is it useful? It encourages employees to learn new things and become more valuable to the company. Up next, bonuses. What it means: Employees get a one-time reward for performing well. For example, if someone meets all their goals or helps company succeed, they might get a bonus at the end of month or year. And why is it popular? It is a simple way to say thank you and motivate employees to keep doing the best. And up next is profit sharing, share of company profits. What it means: when the company earns profit, it shares portion of the money with its employees. If a company does really well this year, employees might get a bonus based on how much profit it was made. And why it works: it makes employees feel like they are part of company's success. If the company wins, we win too. ESOPs, employee stock ownership plans. Buy company stock at discounted rates. And what it means is employees get a chance to buy shares of the company at a lower price than the market. For example, if a company's stock is rupees 100 and employees might be allowed to buy it for 80 rupees. And why it works: it turns employees into part owners. When you own a piece of company, you care more about what benefits to offer. The purpose of the strategic rewards is to tailor compensation to employee needs and boost performance. And the design is based on factors like marital status, dependent spouse, employment, customized to suit diverse employees profiles, enhances loyalty, motivation, and overall productivity, shows employees that they are valued. So, I'll share my experience. So, a organization that I work for used to offer like 10,000 rupees if they get married, and 15,000 or 10,000 rupees if they had children. But after the probation period, like 1 year of probation period, it had to be eligible for all the benefits. And strategic reward decision: how to develop recognition programs, intrinsic rewards, the purpose. So, strategic rewards decision. This is about appreciating employees not with money but with respect, praise, and support. The purpose is to make employees feel valued for their hard work, even if it is not through cash. It's like saying thank you in a meaningful way. For example, awards for long term attendance. You have been showing up and giving your best for years, and here is a badge of honor. And attendance bonus: you have been consistently present. Here is a small reward to recognize that. Housing and transport facilities: we care about your comfort. Here is help where you live and how you get to work, like cab facilities, facility to your location, etc. Builds a strong emotional bond between employees and company, creates a positive work culture where people feel appreciated, and encourages others to work with dedication and pride. From fixed salaries to performance-based perks, we have seen how HR managers can turn compensation into a powerful tool for growth. If this sparked your ideas, your own workplace or studies, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs dose of brain fuel. Don't forget to subscribe for more visually engaged bite-sized lessons that make business concepts stick. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep fueling that brain. See you in the next episode. Welcome back to Brain Fuel. In today's episode of Brain Fuel, we are breaking down what grievance really is, why it matters, and how organizations solve them step by step. Whether you are a student of HRM or just curious about workplace dynamics, this is your guide. Turning complaints into consecutive change. Let's dive and decode the power of grievance rate. So, what is grievance? Let's see the definition first. A grievance is when an employee feels something is unfair or wrong at work. It could be about payment, treatment, working conditions, or anything else that makes them unhappy, even if they haven't spoken about it yet. So, a grievance is when an employee feels upset or unhappy about something at work. It could be about the salary not being fair, being treated badly by a manager or coworker, unsafe or uncomfortable working conditions, or anything that feels unfair or wrong, even if the employee doesn't say it out loud. That feeling of dissatisfaction is called grievance. Think of it like a silent complaint about bothering the employee that needs attention. What is grievance redressal? Let's see the definition first. Grievance redressal means solving those complaints. It's a system that helps employees raise issues and get fair solutions. So, grievance redressal is just a fancy way of saying let's fix the problem. When an employee feels something is unfair, like low pay, bad treatment, or unsafe working condition, they can raise a complaint. Grievance redressal is a system or a process that listens to the complaint and tries to solve it fairly. Steps in grievance redressal. So, here is how a company should handle grievances step by step. How companies solve employee complaints step by step. When an employee has a grievance, a complaint, or feeling that something is unfair, here is how the company should handle it. Talk to employee clearly. Start by explaining the situation to the employee. Let them know you understand their concern and you are here to help. Gather all the facts. Find out what happened, when happened, where it happened, and why. Get the full story before making any decisions. Review the issue. A special team called Grievance Committee looks at the complaint. They study the facts and listen both sides. Fourth point, check the severity and fairness. The team decides how serious the problem and whether the solution is fair. It is a small issue or a big one. Is the situation reasonable? Step, no. Fifth point, take action, put the solution into practice, fix the problem. Don't just talk about it. And the sixth point is to follow up, check back later to make sure the issue is truly solved and hasn't come back. Make sure the employee feels satisfied and supported. So we have covered everything. Imagine if for example, imagine if a student had a problem with a grade. The teacher listens, checks the facts, talks to the principal, fixes the issue, and then makes sure the student is okay. That's grievous addressal in action. If this helps you understand how HR handles real world issues, give it a thumbs up and share it with your classmates or colleagues. Subscribe to Brain Fuel for more clear visual and practical lessons that make business concept easy to grab. Until next time, stay curious, stay empowered, and keep fueling your brain. See you in the next episode. Back to Brain Fuel. Today we are going to discuss the topic of stress in human resource management. So basically, what is stress? Ever felt like juggling flaming swords while you're riding unicycle? That's what stress is, and it's more common than you think. Whether it's deadlines, drama, or just daily chaos, stress sneaks into our lives and messes with our minds, bodies, and even our jobs. In this episode of Brain Fuel, we are diving deep into stress really is, where it comes from, and how it affects everything from your heartbeat to your behavior. Let's decode the pressure and learn how to manage the madness. What is stress? Explained simply, stress happens when your brain feels worried or overwhelmed because something isn't important is at stake, but you're not sure how it will turn out. Imagine if you're about to take a big exam, you want to do well, but you're not sure if you will. That feel of pressure, nervousness, or tension, that's stress. It's your body and mind reacting to challenge. Sometimes it helps you focus and perform better, but if it gets too strong or lasts too long, it can make you feel tired, anxious, or even sick. Here is the definition of stress. Stress is when a person feels pressure or tension because something important is uncertain or difficult. So, what are the causes of stress at work? Stress can come from two main sources: organizational functions. So, stress at work usually comes from how the job is set up, how people treat each other, and how the company is run. Let's break it down. So, interpersonal demands. Stress caused by people around you, like co-workers or managers. If someone is rude, unhelpful, or there is no support, it can make work feel tense and uncomfortable. And second point is the task demand, stress from actual work you do. For example, the job is too hard or confusing, the working conditions are poor, too noisy, too hot, etc. The tools or the setup are not useful. And the third point is role demands, stress from your position or responsibilities in the company. There are three common types: role, what is this? Role ambiguity. So you don't know what your job is or what expected of you, like being told just figure it out without clear instructions. And role conflict, you get mixed signals or are asked to do the opposite things. For example, be fast and be perfect at the same time. It cannot happen. Like be fast and be perfect, it cannot happen, right? Role overload, you have too much work and not enough time or energy, like being expected to do the job of three people. Organizational leadership, stress caused by how the company is managed. If the leaders are too strict, you used to fear to control many people or constantly threaten to fire employees, like I'll fire you if you don't do this. It creates a lot of stress. It creates anxiety and tension too. So here are the definitions, like interpersonal demands, pressure from co-workers, relationship at work. So this is the side heading and this is the definition of that. Task demands, stress from the nature of the job, like tough tasks, bad working conditions or confusing setup. Role demands, stress from your position to the company includes role ambiguity, role conflict, role overload, organizational leadership, stress caused by strict or fear based on leadership. If you like, you can take a screenshot when this frame comes. You can use it for your notes. Up next, what are the effects of stress? Stress can mess with your emotions and thoughts. You might feel anxious, always worried, depressed, sad or hopeless, frustrated, easily annoyed, negative thinking, I can't do this. Like there are different effects of stress. Stress doesn't just affect your mood, it can impact your whole life. So basically we are here concentrating our subject on the work life. So the psychological effects of the stress are anxiety, depression, frustration and negative thoughts. Psychological effects, body stress effects might affect your health. It might lead to high blood pressure or high BP, fast heartbeat, headaches, breathing problems. Your body reacts like it's in danger even when it's just a tough situation. So what are the behavioral effects? Stress can change how you act. Some people skip work or school. Absentiment, absenteeism. Okay, sorry. Absenteeism. Turn to alcohol or drugs. Become aggressive or violent. It's the body's way of trying to cope, but it in unhealthy ways. So, what are the organizational effects? Workplace. Stress affects the whole organization. It can lead to poor performance, bad relationship, low motivation. So, how it affects poor performance? Like if you're in stress, you can't work well. Bad relationship with your co-workers, you will not talk or speak to them, have a rapport with them. Low motivation, not feeling like doing anything. You just want to come to office and sit and go to home. You don't want to do anything at office. When many employees are stressed, the whole company suffers. If this episode helped you understand stress a little better, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to Brain Fuel. Every click helps us bring smarter, simpler learning to more students. Got questions or want to cover as a new topic? Drop it in the comments. We are always listening. Until next time, keep your mind. Welcome back to Brain Fuel. In today's video, we will discuss peak performance model from human resource management topic. How organizations improve from average to excellent to become great companies. Focus on four key areas. Let's look into the first two. Lean, work smarter, not harder. Imagine a company is wasting time, money, or effort. Lean keeps help fix that. It means removing waste like doing unnecessary steps or using too many resources. It also means making work faster and easier by using smart tools and better methods. Lean is used in places like factories, hospital, and tech companies so to save time and improve quality. If you're studying for your exams, lean would mean focus only on what matters, not distractions, no clutter, just smart, efficient learning. So this was the example for a lean. So, up next is human performance improvement. Help people do their best. This part is all about supporting employees so they can work better. It looks at what's holding people back, like lacking of training, low motivation, or poor teamwork. Then it helps them improve skills, feel more confident, and work well with others. For example, if a student is struggling in class, this approach would find out why. Maybe they need help understanding the topic or a better study method, and then give them the support they need to succeed. And here are the definitions of the lean and the human performance improvement. So lean, think of as on doing with more less. It means better cutting waste time, improving efficiency, and using smart tools to get better results. Used in industries like so where it is used in industries, manufacturing, healthcare, and engineering. Human performance improvement, it is also called as HPI in simple terms, focuses on helping people work better. It looks as what's holding employees back and finds ways to improve their skills, motivation, and teamwork. Up next is operational excellence. This keeps things running smoothly. This means making sure the company works well, organize the team, the company improves how work is done. So tasks are faster and easier. So it sets goals, clear goals, so everyone knows what to do and why to do. It focuses on doing great work every time, not just once in a while. For example, imagine a school where the timetable is clear, teachers are prepared, and classes run on time. This is operational excellence because it helps everyone to do their best without any confusion. So, here is the definition of operational excellence. This is about making sure everything in the company runs smoothly. The meaning of it is to improve process, setting clear goals, and delivering high quality at work consistently. Up next is thinking strategical leadership, smart planning for the future. This is about how leaders guide the company. They plan ahead instead of just reacting to problems. They understand what customers want and make changes to meet those ends. They create a culture of learning and improvement where everyone is encouraged to grow. For example, think of a school principal who listens to students, brings in a new teaching methods, and always looks for ways to make learning better, and that strategic leadership. So, the definition of thinking is leaders need to think ahead, make smart decisions, and always look for ways to improve. It's about understanding customer needs and building culture of growth and learning. So, how companies reach peak performance? A little effective HR systems. This is the best. Companies don't just work hard, they work smart. Here are the four things they focus on: continuous improvement. So, this will always look for ways to get better. Companies don't settle, they keep improving their products, services, and how they work. For example, like a student who keeps practicing to improve their grades. And the second one is innovative thinking. Think of new ideas and better ways to solve problems. Companies encourage creativity and fresh thinking to stay ahead. For example, like coming up with a new study method that helps you learn faster. Hiring high performance employees brings in people who are skilled, motivated, and ready to contribute. Great companies choose the right person to build strong teams. For example, like picking the best players for school competition, and the last but not least, creating clear workflow standards. This sets clear steps for how work should be done. This helps everyone stay organized and consistent. For example, like having a fixed routine for studying so you don't waste time. And why it matters: when companies follow these four steps, they become more efficient, more creative, and more competitive. That's what leads to peak performance. Organizational culture and why it matters. Organizational culture, let me clearly explain it to you. Think of a culture as the personality of a company. Just like person has own style, values and way of behaving, so does every organization. What makes up culture? Shared values and benefits. What the company stands for, like honesty, teamwork, and creativity. Visible things, dress code, office design, logos, and even how people greet each other. For example, a school's culture might include wearing uniforms, respecting teachers, and celebrating achievements. That's what makes the school feel unique. Why culture matters. A strong and respectful culture helps the company. And up next is work better together. People communicate and cooperate more easily, perform better, employees feel motivated and focused, and this stands out from others. A good culture gives the company long term advantage. If your classroom has a positive culture where students help each other, follow rules, and feel safe, it's easier to learn and succeed. So I hope you like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe whoever is studying with HRM. The videos and the playlist I have are very useful for them. So your every subscribe and like matters to me. It just takes 2 seconds of your time, but it matters a lot for me. I hope you will subscribe and like the video.